continuing the series where I talk about the political figures in Portugal, namely the leaders of the political parties that have parliament representation, I want to talk about Catarina Martins. Catarina Martins is the current leader of Bloco de Esquerda, or Left Bloc, and they are a far left party, a very, very far left party. They often go even further than the communists, because they push for things like gender and identity politics. They push for the feminist agenda. They are always being on the side of minorities, despite the fact that they may be breaking our laws, that they may be going against our values, our culture. It doesn't matter to this party because they are as far left as they can be. You could say that they are very much like the Democrat Party in the United States, in the insane things that they try to push for. The difference is that the Democrat Party in the United States still has a balanced relationship in the political spectrum, with the Republicans. And so sometimes you get the Republicans in power, sometimes you get the Democrats in power. In Portugal, there's no such thing. You always have the left in power. And so the far left typically will get they will get some ways to actually have their proposals, their new laws, actually into effect. And especially now that they have a coalition with the socialists that are in government, along with the communists. And so they have pushed for many insane things that are already in law. And Catarina Martins herself, says some of the weirdest and stupidest things that you can imagine. And I want to talk about a few of them in this video. One of them, or actually a few of them, which is part of a big package, which was related with the fact that the previous education minister before the current government had reinstated exams in basic school. And so Catarina Martins had certain things to say about that. And she started with making a comparison between the exams in basic school with suffering. For her, this is a stupid cruelty to have exams in basic school, because it's suffering for her. You will see that she has even more extreme views as I go through all these points, but this one, for starters, is already enough for you to see just how insane these people are. An exam, something that is meant to evaluate your knowledge, is suffering. And then she claims that exams do not teach anything because it creates fear, or exams create fear in school, and fear is the opposite of citizenship. And citizenship is something that these people, the left and far left, especially the far left, usually use. It's a term that communists or these far left types of the left bloc use because their warped idea of a society is just the state. The state is everything, and there is no citizen, there is no individual. We are just a collective, and people work for the state. They own nothing. Another one of those things that this nut job Catarina Martins has said, that property is theft. And she made that comment as a question. She is questioning if property is theft. Because these people, they just want the state. They just, if they were ever in power alone, just like the communists, we would be back to a dictatorship. Because that's what these people want. These people want the state to control everyone. The citizen, the individual, has no rights. They only have duties. And you own nothing. Everything that you have, or rather, everything that you want to have, will actually be of the state, not yours. And when they use this term, citizenship, they want to give that connotation to it. And so she claims that not only exams do not teach anything, They also create fear in school. And again, fear is the opposite of citizenship. So this is another insane view. But going towards the next point, she says that ending these exams is taking evaluation seriously. Because for her, these exams that create fear and so on, if they do not exist, then the evaluation procedure will be much better. And you will understand what it means to be better from the far left perspective. And in the next point, she says that flunking is making things easier, meaning that the fact that you take an exam and you flunk that exam and you do not pass to the next year in school means that things are being made too easy for those that do the evaluation. Because from the perspective of the far left, no one should flunk. Absolutely no one. And we've had many cases in Portugal. Actually, this is the current policy, where kids, they flunk. They barely know how to read or write or do basic math. But the teachers are encouraged to pass those students because they get a good evaluation for them in that regard, because they have passed more students. And if they flunk someone, that will be bad for them in some way, and so they don't want to do it. Despite the fact that the kids have no knowledge, they have assimilated nothing, they have learned nothing, the teachers will pass them anyway. And that's why these far-left nut jobs, they want to end the exams, because an exam is something that will prove that at that point in time, that kid had or didn't have knowledge. If you just rely on the teachers are public servants and they are controlled by the left and the far left that distributes benefits to them, then the teachers will do the bidding of the left and the far left, and they will pass all kids. Everyone thinks that the Portuguese education system is amazing. Every kid passes, meaning that they are very smart, they are amazing, but then when they get to the job market, if they get to the job market, it will be easily seen that they know nothing. They have absolutely no knowledge. In fact, José Sócrates had a program in his government between 2005 and 2011 called Novas Oportunidades. Roughly translating, it's new opportunities. And this was meant for people that wanted to have the diploma of the 12th year of school, which is the mandatory number of years of school that you should have in Portugal. And many people didn't have it, statistically speaking. So he created this program to boost that number. You know what people had to do to get the diploma of the 12th year of school? They had to make a composition, they had to write a text about their life. And that text about their life would mean that they would get the diploma. So these people knew absolutely nothing more than they did when they joined New Opportunities. But now they have a diploma. And obviously, statistically speaking, the numbers rose, but the knowledge of the people, not at all. And this is basically what this nut job, Catarina Martins, wants with the basic school exams. She also wants that no exam can actually put the knowledge of the child, to be proven, to be checked. She doesn't want that. She wants the kid to go along the years in school, despite the fact that the child knows anything. She won't be evaluated, and it's all up to the teacher to decide if he or she should pass. There is no exam. Nothing. And she continues to my favorite point, which is she uses the medical surgeon, to push her point that exams should be banned in basic school. She claims that she prefers a surgeon that knows how to laugh. She doesn't care if he or she has actual knowledge. She doesn't care if he has good grades. All she cares about is that this surgeon is happy. Now, I could make a point that everyone would love to have a happy surgeon, but they would also want a surgeon that actually knows what he's doing, right? If he has good grades, if he's competent and has shown good work, it's because he knows what he's doing. It has absolutely nothing to do with happiness, although obviously happiness is always a good thing to have. But when you're talking about performing some sort of operation, you want that person to be competent. You want that person to actually know what he or she is doing, right? And that is usually tied to how good they did in school, how good they assimilated the knowledge, how good they actually got all that knowledge into their heads in order to perform their jobs. Happiness is great. A happy person is always better than a sad person. But if I had to choose between these two, especially in a surgeon, where happiness will be more towards a social aspect of the thing and not so much about his ability to perform his job, if I had to choose between those two, I would choose the fact that he is actually knowledgeable and that he has actually learned something in school and that he was evaluated to show that he knew what he learned. And happiness, it comes in a very distant second place as far as I'm concerned, but not for Catarina Martins. For Catarina Martins, happiness is the most important thing. There is nothing else that I can say about this person other than she's crazy. I also wanted to go through something that she said, and again, I could be here for hours and compile all the things that she has said, all the stupid things that she has said in as many years as she is the leader of Bloco de Esquerda. But I don't have time for that. I can go through some of those things in the future, but for now I'm going to focus on something else that she said in the midterms of 2017. So this is a party that is always pushing for more state, more bureaucracy, more taxes, more control of the state, less freedoms of the citizens, and everything for the state. And in 2017, what she had to tell to her supposed voters was this. She wanted to impose the biggest defeat to the right. And the right in Portugal, as I believe I mentioned in previous videos, the right in Portugal is the center-left and the center parties. That's the right. Those parties essentially apply socialism anyway. They just apply it at a slower rate. But these people, these Catarina Martins, the communists and the socialists, they are so far left that they consider the center-left and the center parties as the right. And the only thing that she had to say in those elections, the 2017 midterms, was that she wanted to impose the biggest defeat to the right. She failed. The biggest defeat was given to the communists. They lost 10 city halls, the biggest defeat ever for the communists. The so-called right didn't lose as much as Catarina Martins intended. And so I just wanted to mention this example because this is the mentality of these people. They don't care about the country. They have nothing to offer to the country because when they are in power, they just want more state to guarantee that they get enough votes to be in power in the next 4 years. They have nothing good to give to this country. So the only thing that she said was that she wanted to impose the biggest defeat to the right. That's the mentality of these people. These are nut jobs. They have absolutely no value, yet that's all we have in Portugal, the left and the far left. And the tiny, tiny center party that is almost so insignificant that they can't do anything. Even though, again, when they actually make some sort of coalition with the center left to be in government, they apply socialism anyway, even if at a lower rate or a slower rate. Anyway, I hope you like this. I'll continue this series of videos, and I'll see you next time.